Have you ever wondered why some people seem to work 10 times less than you, yet earn 100 times more? You might tell yourself they were lucky or that they started with a massive inheritance. But in the modern economy, there is a hidden force at play that most professionals completely ignore. It is a concept I call invisible equity. Most of us were raised on a lie that has become a financial prison. We were told that the path to wealth is through a high salary and a prestigious job title. But a salary is just rental income for your time. When you stop working, the income stops. You are effectively renting out your life for a fixed fee, and there is no residual value in that transaction. The wealthiest people on the planet do not trade their hours for dollars. They trade their credibility for equity. They understand that their name and their reputation are financial derivatives. These derivatives allow them to capture value from opportunities they have not even created yet. This is the power of the invisible net worth. It is the asset that remains if your bank account is wiped to zero tomorrow. In the next 15 minutes, I am going to show you how to stop being a landlord of your time and start being an owner of your reputation. The rental income trap and the shift to asset ownership. The traditional career path is built on a linear model of growth. You study hard, you get a degree, and you climb a corporate ladder. But this ladder is leaning against a wall that is slowly crumbling. In a world driven by software and artificial intelligence, labor is becoming a commodity. If your value can be measured in hours, it can be replaced by a machine or someone willing to work for less. This is what I call the rental income trap. When you are an employee or a freelancer without a brand, you are essentially a service provider. You are selling a commodity, and the price of a commodity always trends toward the cost of production. To escape this, you must shift your mindset from earning an income to building an equity stake. Think about a venture capitalist. They do not look for a job, they look for a percentage of a future success. Your personal brand is your entry ticket into these high-stakes games. When people know you, like you, and trust you, you are no longer a commodity. You become a unique asset. This transformation allows you to move from the bottom of the value chain to the top. Instead of being the person who does the work, you become the person who makes the work possible. This is where the asymmetric upside begins. Understanding the logic of a symmetric upside. In the world of finance, an asymmetric trade is one where the potential reward far outweighs the risk. Most people live in a world of symmetric risk. If they make a mistake at their job, they get fired. If they do a great job, they might get a 5% raise. The risk is high and the reward is capped. Building invisible equity flips this equation on its head. The cost of creating content, sharing your insights, and building a network is virtually zero. It costs nothing but your focus and your consistency. However, the potential reward is infinite. A single viral video, a well-placed article, or a strong endorsement can lead to a deal worth millions. This is what Naval Ravikant calls permissionless leverage. In the past, you needed a gatekeeper to give you a platform. You needed a publisher to print your book or a network executive to give you a show. Today, the gatekeepers are gone. You can build your own platform and your own audience starting today. Every piece of content you create is a digital soldier working for you while you sleep. It is constantly scanning the world for opportunities and bringing them back to you. This is not just marketing, it is a financial strategy. You are diversifying your risk across thousands of potential connections. When you have a strong reputation, you do not have to chase opportunities. Opportunities find you. This is the ultimate form of financial leverage. The three-step framework to building invisible equity. The first step in this process is identifying your signal. In a world filled with noise, the only way to be heard is to have a sharp, distinct message. I call this the spike. Most people try to be generalists because they are afraid of missing out. But a generalist is a commodity. A specialist is an authority. You need to find the intersection of what you are great at and what the market desperately needs. Once you find that signal, you must broadcast it consistently. The second step is the systematization of trust. Trust does not happen overnight. It is built through a series of small, consistent interactions. You must provide value before you ever ask for anything in return. Think of it as a bank account of credibility. Every time you share a useful insight, you are making a deposit. Over time, these deposits compound. Eventually, the interest on that trust becomes so high that people will want to work with you regardless of the price. This is how you move from being a vendor to being a partner. The third and final step is the conversion mechanism. This is where you turn your invisible equity into tangible assets. This could be negotiated as equity in a startup in exchange for your advisory. It could be a profit-sharing agreement for a project you helped launch. Or it could be a high-ticket investment opportunity that is only available to a select inner circle. The goal is to stop taking cash for your time and start taking ownership for your influence. Ownership is the only way to build generational wealth, the AI revolution and the human premium. We are currently entering the most disruptive era in human history. Artificial intelligence is automating the analytical and technical skills that used to be the bedrock of a career. If your job involves following a set of rules or processing data, AI will eventually do it better and faster. But there is one thing AI cannot replicate: human connection and trust. As the world becomes more automated, the value of a verified human reputation increases. People do not want to buy from an algorithm, they want to buy from a person they trust. This is the credibility premium. In 2025 and beyond, your name will be your most important certification. It will be the filter that people use to decide who to listen to in a sea of AI-generated content. If you do not have a personal brand, you are invisible. And if you are invisible, you are replaceable. Building your invisible equity is no longer an option. It is a survival strategy. It is the only insurance policy you have against the volatility of the modern job market. By building a reputation, you are creating a moat around your career. You are making yourself uncancelable and unreplaceable. This is the ultimate competitive advantage. The reputation arbitrage strategy. There is a massive gap between the value of a person's skill and the value of their reputation. This gap is what I call reputation arbitrage. There are thousands of brilliant engineers, doctors, and lawyers who are struggling to pay their bills. And there are people with half the skill but 10 times the reputation who are becoming millionaires. The market does not pay you for being the best, it pays you for being the most trusted. If you are a silent expert, you are leaving millions of dollars on the table. You have a moral obligation to share your expertise, not just for your own bank account, but for the people who need your help. Every time you hesitate to share your voice, you are allowing someone less qualified to take your place. This is a disservice to your industry and to your future self. Start looking at every interaction as a chance to build your invisible equity. Ask yourself, does this action increase my credibility or decrease it? Invest in your reputation with the same discipline that you invest in the stock market. The returns will be far more significant. The resonance point and your future self. I want you to take a moment and reflect on a very specific question. If every physical asset you own was taken away tomorrow, your house, your car, your savings, and your investments, but you were allowed to keep your name, your reputation, and your network, how long would it take you to build it all back? The answer to that question is the true measure of your net worth. If you feel confident that you could rebuild in a matter of months, you have mastered the art of invisible equity. If the thought of losing your job or your savings terrifies you, it means you are still trapped in the rental income model. You are relying on external systems to validate your worth. It is time to take that power back. Your reputation is the only asset that no one can take away from you. It is the only thing that travels with you across borders and through economic cycles. Start building it today. Do not wait for a promotion or a permission slip. The world is waiting for your signal. I want to hear from you in the comments. What is the one unique insight or spike that you want to be known for in your industry? Let's start a discussion about how we can help each other build this invisible net worth. The journey from a worker to an owner begins with a single decision to be heard. In our next session, we will dive deeper into the mechanics of the asymmetric solopreneur. We will discuss how to build a lean, high-output business that runs entirely on the power of your personal brand. Until then, remember that your name is your currency. Protect it, grow it, and leverage it. Thank you for your time and your attention. The economy of the future belongs to those who are brave enough to be seen. Make sure to watch the next video to complete your wealth-building framework. Your financial freedom is closer than you think. It is hidden in plain sight. It is within you. Now, go out and build your invisible equity. I will see you in the next one.